With the intent of providing a mechanism to validate the NetApp's 5GApps team has developed a CI/CD service that, through the execution of predefined and developer-defined tests, can certify a NetApp. This CI/CD service is mainly composed by the CI/CD manager, the CI/CD agents, the local test repositories, and the test results visualization dashboard. The CI/CD manager orchestrates and coordinates all the CI/CD agents that are responsible for validating the NetApps. In other words, the CI/CD agents are responsible for the test execution of the NetApps for both testing scripts and tools. The LTR, the local test repository, is a component that allows the agents to gather all the necessary test files. And finally, the TRVD is a graphical interface that shows the results of the test execution process. The execution of a new validation process is triggered by the nodes. During this phase, the nodes post a TMF payload to the CI/CD manager's API, providing a list of tests to be executed and the variables required to define the test cases. Then, based on this information, the manager will create a testing pipeline configuration file and submit it to the CI/CD agents responsible for testing the NetApp. Now, the CI/CD agent will gather all the required test files from the LTR deployed on the testbed and start performing the tests, collect their results, and send them back to the CI/CD manager, which will parse them, store it, and make them available via the TRVD. Finally, the nodes will be informed by the CI/CD manager where it will be able to find the results through the TRVD. Now let's jump into a complete example of this workflow. As it is possible to see, the current UI corresponds to the nodes. The first step to do will be to browse the service catalogs or the triplet dedicated catalog and place an order for one of the NetApp triplets available. The chosen NetApp triplet for this example is the NetApp 1. Then, by changing the order state from initial to acknowledge, the order deployment will be triggered. It should also be mentioned that this process can be automated, avoiding to manually having to start the deployment. As you may see, the state tag has been changed from acknowledged to in progress automatically, which means that the order fulfillment process has started successfully. From both Service Specification Characteristics tab and Supporting Service tab, you may see that the operation that performs the slice instantiation in ETAP's testbed is being executed. Now, the service tag has changed from reserved to active, informing that the slice has been successfully instantiated. This RFSS service reflects the NS deployment in OSM. Besides this, the day2 operation to request a network slice is executed. After this, the parent AMBB slice at ETAP activates after some time, and consequently the NetApp deployment may start. Finally, the NetApp has been correctly deployed and the deployment IPs will be extracted as characteristics. On the Service Characteristics tab, we can see that the deployment IPs of the 3 VMs that compose the NetApp as characteristics. We may also verify that the deployment IPs are also passed to the testing service, which will be sent on the service test payload to the CI/CD manager as variables. Then, when the CI/CD manager patches nodes with a link regarding the results of the tests made, a new received results service starts being created. When this new service becomes active, we can find the results link as a detail of the testing service. Another relevant aspect is that, after receiving the results, a new service is created, with the name publish NetApp, which posts the already validated NetApp into the NetApp store as we may verify. Finally, we may now conclude that the service order is completed, as all services are in the active status.